Well, we are back for the second innings of the match between LSC and the I. Dhaka Indians, batting first, only managed 102 in their first innings, batting not even finishing their quota of 20 overs, whereas Salman was the pick of the bowlers, got 4 for 13, was very, very impressive with all the variations and his skill sets. Lainas Sports Club will be chasing 103 today, and there's a team who are actually desperate for their net run rate, because both of these teams are not in a good position in the group stage. Lainas are already 2 games down and their net run rate is minus 1.5. So if they want to have any chance of qualifying for the next stage, they have to win big. And first of all, they have to get their net run rate better. Because if they can win this game, then it all comes down to the game between Super Giants and amateur cricketer BD. If Super Giants win this and Lainas Sports Club manage to win this one, then obviously Lainas will qualify. On the other hand, if Dhaka Indians can win it, they qualify for the next round. So it's a very, very important game, and I think Lainas Sports Club will be very, very careful on both contents. First of all, the first objective is to win the game, and the second objective is to win it as quickly as they can to boost their net run rate. As you can see, the players, the Dhaka Indian players, are already out in the middle. Both the batters, the captain is out for Lainas Sports Club. So today we are here at this wonderful cricket ground in Purbachal Cricketers Academy. You can see there are wonderful facilities over here. A ground which was made quite recently. You can see the dugout and the pavilion. There are good facilities over here, the dressing rooms and everything. Got multiple cricket grounds. The grounds are quite big. The pitches and the outfields are very, very good. So we are here for the second innings of Lainas Sports Club versus Dhaka Indians. Shohag is the bowler, and the batsman gets an inside edge, but it was a very, very good effort by the wicketkeeper to stop that from going for any runs. Shohag is already getting some seam movement. He's got a very, very unusual accent. Driven look. Once again, a bit of seam movement by Shohag, and the batsman on this occasion, what he did right was that he stayed with the line of the ball, and his body went towards the swing of the ball. Hence, he was covering the line. The batsman has to ensure that his shoulders and everything is going towards the line of the ball. You don't want to clear your front leg too much, especially in the beginning overs. That's been Attempted pull, a top edge, and Farhad is gone. What a good bouncer by Shohag. He completely rushed the batsman. The previous two deliveries were pitched up, swinging away, and the batsman was probably expecting another pitched up delivery, wasn't ready for the bouncer, and the batter just wasn't ready, and it rushed him, and Farhad finally gets a top edge and gets dismissed. So that's the wicket Dhaka Indians needed. Defending this low score, they have to get as many wickets as possible and keep the runs in check, especially in the first 6 overs. And it's a good start for them. LSC lose their first wicket with no runs on the board. Tushar is the new batsman. Once again, a bit of seam movement by Shohag. He's got this slingy type of action. Uses his shoulders to fully generate the pace. Shohag has bowled a very, very good first over so far. Tushar is aware that there is no real pressure of the scoreboard, so he can take his time, chasing only 103. It's been sliced away on the offside, an opportunity, but somehow manages to evade the 3 fielders. Lands in between 3 fielders, and the batters cross over for a single. Once again, it was the movement that induced that outside edge. But somehow the ball landed between 3 fielders. After 1 over, it's 1 for 1. Tushar on strike, batting on 1. Somehow almost lost his wicket in the last over. This time it's Rahul and gets driven down the ground. What a lovely on drive that was by Tushar. One of the most classical shots in the book. Rahul got the ball to seam in, and it was the perfect shot for that delivery. You can see that inner movement through the air, and the batter Tushar read the movement and went straight down the ground. What a lovely on drive. Another in-swinger, but this time it's a wide. Getting a bit too much swing there, Rahul. Hence, he loses his line. When you're getting so much seam movement, especially through the air, you want to start off as wide as possible so that it seams into the stumps. Once again, a lot of seam movement, and the batsman looks to play it on the leg side through with the swing. There was an opportunity, a bit of confusion among the two batters, and no damage done in the end. Ooh. Pushed away through the offside, but there is protection in the inner ring. We're in the power play, so finding those gaps, finding those singles is not as easy. It's either you go over the inner ring, or either you play it with some serious soft hands. Although the fielders are at the edge of the circle, but at the moment it's more about boundary hitting than strike rotation. Oh, what a shot once again. Similar shot, but there is protection now in mid-on. But once again, it was a very, very handsome looking shot. He's playing with the swing. He's reading the seam movement very, very well, is Tushar. Hits the batsman on the pads, and they will cross over for an easy single. Ends over number 2 with the score at 8-1. Beg your pardon, there is a couple more deliveries left because of the wide. Oh, that was a full toss, driven down the ground, but there is protection once again. Rahul is getting a lot of movement through the air, but not so much of the pitch. That is a lot of movement through the air is Rahul. And now, I guess that is the conclusion of the over with the score at 9-1. It's been cut away very well towards the deep third man, but there is a point fielder who runs around to his left to keep the batsman to 2 runs. Oh, that's been hit down the ground by Tushar. Once again, it's that mid-on region that he's targeting so well. Seems to be his favorite shot, that. Loves going down the ground. Once again, if you observe his back lift, you'll understand that it points towards third man, so he should be very good down the ground. Loves playing straight. Once again, this is good bowling by Tushar. Very good bowling. Wow, that goes down the ground, but this time he sliced it in the air, but lands just short of the fielder, just short of Rehan at mid-off. He was probably targeting that mid-on region, but this time the outswing of Shohag did not allow him to play that shot. Obviously, it was quite easy against Rohan to play that on drive, but against Shohag, someone who's swinging the ball away, hitting towards that mid-on region is not as easy. So the batsman Tushar has to be aware of that swing. Once again, a lot of seam movement, but this time it's too much and it's been signaled a wide by the umpire. Rakin on strike. Tall in figure. Likes to stand tall and play off the back foot. And normally taller players are better players of the back foot. Oh, that's a good delivery by Shohag. Got the ball to zip through to the keeper. But ends over number 3 with the score at 17 for 1. Tushar batting on 14 of 10 deliveries. He's looked very, very impressive so far. Ooh, that's a nice shot. Picked on the leg side. Will it clear the boundary? No, it doesn't. It's probably the longest boundary. But Tushar will get a boundary this time. One bounce. Once again, targets that mid-wicket region. He's got such a free swing of the bat, especially down the ground. He's such a good straight bat player is Tushar. I think the bowler should try to bowl it a bit short and try to test him out, because he loves going down the ground, does Tushar. Get him to hit square of the wicket is probably a good idea. Once again pitched up, shout for an LBW, but it's too high. Raji is the new bowler in left arm spin. swept away, and swept away very nicely, but finds the fielder at deep mid wicket. There is only two fielders out, one on mid wicket and the other at point. So LSG has the opportunity, now that they have started to get some momentum going, could utilize the next 2 overs of the power play really well. Down the ground once again, punched up the back foot, but finds the fielder on the inner ring. Once again, another very good looking shot off the back foot, created enough power to beat that fielder at deep cover. To be honest, it was more a wide-ish, long-off type of fielder who couldn't cover the ground to protect that ball from going to the boundary. And looks like Rakin, he finds his first boundary, and seems like a very good player of the back foot. Once again, hanging on the back foot, once again finding the gap through the offside. Another boundary to end over number 4. The score is 30-1. Now, Lainas Sports Club is starting to get a move on. Rehan saw him with the bat. Is now bowling his medium pacers. Oh, that's a very smooth action Rehan has got. Also a bit of movement. Tushar is a bit unhappy with Rakin. He thought that there was an easy single there, but Rakin was playing it safe at the moment. And you don't have to risk a run at the moment. Only 73 to get. And the required run rate is well below 5 runs per over with 9 wickets in hand. I don't think LSC will be risking quick singles. Oh, it's another ball outside off stump, short and wide, but didn't really come onto the bat as Tushar expected it. 19 of 15 deliveries, the ideal type of innings up front, especially according to this kind of chase. Oh, what a shot! Picked up on the leg side over the deep mid-wicket boundary. What a lovely looking shot that was. Great power, great timing. It looked like as if he had hardly put any effort on that shot. Look at how he maintained his shape, the back leg coming across and ensuring that the ball goes towards that mid-wicket region. Very, very good timing by Tushar. It was almost a picture perfect shot. Short and wide, cut away over the region. Fielders on the offside and gets that boundary. Beats that solitary fielder on the offside for another boundary, does Tushar. He's now moved on to 29 of just 17 balls, and this has been a really free-flowing innings. Would have been a wide if he had left it alone, but why would you leave it alone when you can play shots like those? This time, Rehan goes back to his hard length. The previous two deliveries were either too short or too full, but this time he finds the ideal length. Ellis in a very good position. Once again, ball but straight to the fielder at long on. It was Tushar was looking so good, but finally he's thrown it away. Goes out after scoring 29. He was looking to repeat that shot, but it wasn't short enough for the pull. Couldn't get the elevation to beat that long on fielder. It ends up as an easy catch to that mid-on fielder, to Sharif, who makes no mistakes. That ends over number 5 with the score now at 40 for 2. So there will be a change here at the comm box. Shajjat Udash will take it from here.
Thank you so much, Akib. Tushar, who was looking really, really good, he had to go back to the dugout. He will be disappointed with the shot he made. As you were saying, that it was not really that short to play that pull shot over mid-on. So wrong choice of shot brought the demise of Tushar. Now Rakin joins Rakin. This will be the final over of the power play. LSC, Lainas Sports Club, they're scoring at 8 and over. Yes, they have lost a couple of wickets. One of the set batters as well, who scored heavily out of this 40. He is also back into the hut, so that will motivate the fielders, the bowlers somewhat. But I do not think that Lainas Sports Club will worry much about it. Rakin, who is batting out there since the beginning of this innings, he is a very good batter. We have already seen him play some delightful shots in this short innings of 9 runs, and the record run rate is not a problem. Only 103 is the target. They have completed 40% of the run chase already. The only thing they will be looking to accelerate because of the run rate. This is a huge opportunity for them to better that net run rate. Currently, if we look at the table, prior to this game, Lainas Sports Club, they had a net run rate of -1.5, where amateur cricketers Bangladesh, sitting at number 3. They have a net run rate of negative 1.719. So these two are pretty close. Dhaka Indians, they had a net run rate of negative 0.29. That will be brought even down now. So Dhaka Indians, they have to worry now, and they have to look for more wickets to slow down things. They beautifully played full shot from Rakin. The first ball he faced, and what a delightful pull shot he played in front of the square. Definitely that would give him a lot of confidence. Look at that roll of wrist. Didn't try to hit it hard, but place it into the vacant region. What a masterful stroke that was. Saddam. There's a low full toss pushed for a single. Very good running between the wicket. Good understanding between the Rakins. So we were talking about net run rate. So the net run rate of Dhaka Indians will receive a bit of thrashing after this game. They were bowled out for 102 runs only. Lainas Sports Club, they have a pretty strong batting lineup. Yes, they haven't won a single game from the 2 games they played so far, but they almost chased 241 runs in their first game against amateur cricketers Bangladesh, and they fall short by only 8 runs. The batters failed in the second game. They had a target of 164, but they got bowled out in 112 runs. But today the run chase should not be a problem. The dugout getting a bit restless. They sensed the opportunity to better the net run rate, which will be the point of talking when it comes to the qualified teams for semi-finals. Wow, what a shot! Rakin. He didn't hit it in anger, but pure timing it was. 11 of the Saddam's over. End of the power play. Look at that shot. Fuller length. Whoa, what a delightful cover drive it was. Absolutely brilliant. There was a fielder stationed at long off Jithin, but it was not within his reach. So end of the power play, 51 for 2. Raji gave away 13 runs from his first over. He definitely will want to forget that. Rakin, I saw him bat previously. This guy can really hit the ball hard, but today he understands the situation. He wants to be there till the end and let the others play, centering him. Oh, that didn't rise up at all. So this could be a thing of worry for the batters going forward, especially when they are playing the spinners in this wicket. Flighted delivery pushed gently for a single. We were talking about the Rakin, the opener. He is trying to play calmly. He wants to be there till the end. Generally, a very free-flowing batter. Loves to hit the big shots. A very passionate cricketer. But today he is opting to stay there. Cut down his natural instinct, which is the order of the day. The target is not a huge one. Will be a single. You can see the current run rate 8.15. It was not an issue. It was never an issue in this run chase. Look at the required run rate. Already below 4. So Dhaka Indians, they must pick up some wickets. Will be single. Rehan is fielding down the long off region. So Dhaka Indians, they will not be able to win this game by playing dot balls. They must pick up wickets. And they need wickets now. Wickets in cluster. Couldn't find the gap. Raji pulling things back nicely in this over. Only 3 singles from the first 5 deliveries. Oh, that came back sharply. Inside edge. Will it run for the boundary? No, it won't, but there will be a couple of runs. A bit unlucky Raki on that occasion. Rakin had no clue what the ball was doing. 55 for 2 after 7. Minhajul Nannu, right arm leg spinner. Rakin wanted wide on that occasion, but the umpire didn't oblige. Pushed for a single. The question is, did they do the math? I definitely didn't. I am talking hypothetically. Hypothetically speaking, they need to chase down this target really quickly. And that is the intent. That was required to do that. The fielder was interested for a brief moment, but it was always going way over his head for a 6. Look at that shot. Flighted delivery on the off stump, slightly over pitched, and that was the mistake the batter was looking for. It was the bigger part of the ground, but he cleared it comfortably. Oh, what a beauty. That is good comeback. A bit quicker on that occasion, dragged the length compared to the previous ball, and that is where he got the purchase of the wicket and beat the batter comfortably. Oh, it was a well adjusted shot from Rakin, but he couldn't really pierce the gap, and he will be frustrated that occasion. That was an opportunity to score a few runs, but ended up with a dot ball. Will be a single to finish the over. 8 of the first over from Nanno. After 8, 64 for 2. Raji will continue from the combox end. Was a bit expensive in his first over, but came back beautiful in the second. He needs to pick up a wicket. Down the wicket. What a big hit. Over the side screen into the ground beside. Wow. What a shot. He picked the length so quickly. Look at that. Read the ball, read the length just from the hand of the bowler. No half measures from him. Huge 6. I was talking about how beautifully Raji pulled things back in the second over. He bowled, but once again he is under a bit pressure. This is a very handy partnership building up between these two. Already 30 of 19 balls. Rakin is the heavy contributor in this partnership, striking over 200, 25 of 12. On the other hand, Rakin, the opener, he decided to take the back seat. Once again into the gap, will be a couple of runs. Very easily. This is good batting. Really, really good batting. The sort of approach they required. .31 more required. They have a lot of balls left. Once again, this time in front of the square. That fielder did well in the covers, but could not prevent the second. So this is a very, very handy over for the batting side. Already 10 of it. 3 balls to go yet. Running out of time, running out of ideas. Dhaka Indians. Once again, it was hit really hard. Raj's foot was on the way. Thankfully, he is okay. So Rakin wants to finish it really quickly. He knows that he is set now. Flighted delivery. Once again, length picked up really quickly. That short side of the ground targeted. Yes, it was against the spin, but it was into his arc. The second six of the over. Flighted delivery, no turn, over pitched. Not a good delivery. You can see the change in the body language. They picked up a really early wicket to defend this low total. But now they know that things are not really going their way. They need a couple of really tight overs. Maybe 1 or 2 runs, not more than that. And ideally, if they could pick a few wickets, maybe 2 or 3 wickets in the next 2-3 overs. Even if they could do that, that won't be necessarily enough to win them the game, but at least they will be in contention. Dot ball to end the over, 80 for 2 after 9. Bouncer from Saddam. Signaled 1 for the over. And you can see that Rakin is in no hurry. He knows that things are really under control. Edged. Luck is on his side as well. The fine leg was in the circle and it dodged him to earn Rakin a boundary. Rakin Aziz moves on to 18 with 3 boundaries. On the other hand, Rakin Ahmed, he scored 35 of 70, 3 sixes, 2 boundaries so far in this innings. Once again, opened the face of the bat and really weirdly but brilliantly fielded. That is something you don't see often. I'm not really sure whether we can have a replay about that. Backward point, he definitely saved a boundary there, no doubt about that. Coming down the wicket. Oh, Rohit was there. Brilliant effort once again from Rohit. Stopped that boundary. And that is the effort you want to see from the players. Yes, we almost know who's going to win this game, but still you can see there is no shortage of commitment. This is interesting, but there is no provision of TV umpires or that kind of options available here, so that is why the batter has to be satisfied with that single. 6 of this over so far, 86 for 2. This is a good little partnership building up. The fielder didn't want to pick that up. Single to end the over, 87 for 2. Once again, let's have a look at that. Rohit, it was a really good effort from him, but he touched the rope, but unfortunately the batter won't get the boundary there. So halfway through the innings, we are 87 for 2. The run chase is on, and really it is going Lainas' way today. There will be change in the com box. Welcoming Akib once again.
Halfway through the overs, LSC are 87 for 2. Only requiring another 17 runs, and the captain Rakin, both the Rakins, are at the crease. One Rakin has been very, very explosive. 36 of just 18 deliveries. And the other Rakin has been very, very sedate. 20 of 19 balls, striking at around 100. So both the Rakin combo has really put their team forward. Oh, that's been pulled away. Pulled away, but straight to the hands of the fielder at the deep square leg. It seemed like a good shot, but in the end it wasn't enough. Probably Rakin was getting a bit tired. And that ends the two Rakin partnership. And LSC lose their third wicket at the score of 87. At the brink of a victory. Rehan got his second wicket, bowling his second over. First over went for 10. It was an innocuous delivery, shortish length, picked up, but unfortunately couldn't get enough power on the shot, did Rakin. Rakin, we've seen that he's a tallish player, likes to play off the back foot. It was in his arc, in his range, but just couldn't capitalize that ball.